Hi, wonderful students. I'm here with another educating and interesting episode of Student Affairs with Romix Virtual English Language class. I remain Baba Litere, your tutor as well as your teacher. I've encountered students who had claimed that they've read for an examination but could not recall or understood what they have read. And what happened at last? They failed the examination. This is pathetic. Do not forget what this channel is out for. It is out to provide solution to educational or learning problems and also learn well for your examinations. Problem this student might be facing in their learning endeavors could be the absence of the technique SQ3R. S stands for survey, Q stands for question, first R stands for read, second R stands for recall, and the last R stands for review. S, which stands for survey, is the first step as far as this technique is all about. Please do not study anything without taking this simple step. To survey means to simply read the book before you. We are not talking about deep kind of reading, but a survey kind of reading. And with this, it means you should briefly read through the following things. 1. Read the title of the book, which I believe every book must have. After that, read through the second thing, which is table of content, if there is. Next is read through the epilogue or prologue, if there is. Then next, you can read through the cover page note, known as the introductory note. If it is a novel, you are free to read the first and the last chapter. Please note that the reading I'm talking about here is not a detailed reading, but the reading that is called skimming, meaning to read or to glance quickly. Note, I did not mean detailed reading. 2 stands for Q, which means question. Q is an acronym of question. At this level, you are expected to have started conceiving questions about the little skimming you've done. Questions such as, what is the book talking about? What is the subject matter? Is this book or the book having the topic or content in which I'm looking for? If it is a novel, you begin to note your questions such as, who did this? Who did that? What's the setting? What is this? What is that? You may also think of, how is the facts presented, etc. Of course, if questions like these arises, who do you think will answer your questions? Where do you expect the answers to come from? You will realize that you don't have any option than to bend down to read the book. And that will take us to the first R, which is to read. The reading here is not skimming as in survey. The kind of reading I expect from you at this level is called perusal. Perusal means to read and examine material with utmost attention and in detail. Please, at this level, I strongly advise you to always have your dictionary close to you, because you may have some words which you may not understand their meaning. Then, after having this reading, the next step will be the second reading, which is to recall. The second R, which stands for recall, simply tells you to pause what you've read and try to think about what you have read. If you can remember what you have read, congratulations. And if not, it means you have to go back to the previous steps. So, Please keep on repeating this until you can remember all what you have read. If peradventure you've recalled all what you have read, then compare what you have read with your questions in Q. Now, are all your questions answered? Yes, I'm very sure you have all your questions answered now. And if not, then it means the book is not having the facts you need. Now, let's quickly go to the last R, which is to review. At last, you are expected to jot down some facts about what you have read. This will be useful for your examination, test, or project. A pen and a jotter is very necessary. This will be necessary in order to jot down the facts you've gotten from the material you've read, if you will imitate me. This summary is simply what you will need when your examination comes. Warning: this technique is not really good for a short-term preparation for an examination, simply because it is time-consuming and intensive in nature. Now, let's go into our examination tips. I believe that this technique is going to help you in answering your comprehension and summary questions faster and very smartly. First and foremost, skim and survey your passage and questions before you start reading the passage in detail. Please do not forget to apply this technique. It might be that is what is missing when you are attempting to answer your questions on summary and comprehension. Is this lesson not interesting? Perhaps you may want to be my student. This is simple. Press the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you might be notified anytime any of my lesson tutorial is published. I also need your encouragement by just giving me a thumbs up to motivate me. Don't forget to drop your question, comment, or observation if you have any. Above all, share your success story with me. Thanks for listening, and bye.